How critical do you believe black turnout will be, especially in the southern states, especially when it comes to Democrats?
Extremely critical. I wrote a piece for Postpartisan that said, my memo to black people, my memo to blacks, vote. That there are key districts, particularly in the South, where if African-American turnout, if the gap between white turnout and black turnout is narrower, I should say, that could spell the difference between a Republican holding that seat and a Democrat.
And here's what's amazing. The fact of the matter is, where Democrats are spending the money in those areas, they're seeing a response. A lot of areas where you have black people, they're not spending the money. Well, and we've been complaining about that for quite some time.
And there's some folks, Jesse Jackson, Bill Clinton, are saying that perhaps maybe it's too little too late because perhaps the black vote should have been courted months ago. But the fact of the matter is, to Jonathan's part, yeah, the black vote is incredibly important. The real question is whether they will come out with an Obama not on the ticket.
Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing, and this is actually something that I get paid to track, is that when you look at the when you look not nearly enough. when you look at the battleground states that Democrats are actually spending money in the base programs are, which the Democratic Party and OFA are doing, the DCCC probably not as enough as they need to be. The enthusiasm gap has shrunk,
right? And
you have sporadic and first-time voters showing up in early vote numbers. We are beating Republicans in early vote in a number of battleground states. So if there's going to be a Republican tidal wave, you would think we would see some of that coming in the early vote, and we haven't in our battleground areas. The enthusiasm gap has shrunk up a lot with the base.
The last thing.
Although you're looking at party registration, that doesn't guarantee that the Democrat who's voted early has actually voted Democrat.
You know what? That'd be really interesting if a Democrat who votes early is not voting Democrat, because it would go hard against a historical truth.
They're upset about healthcare.
They're not so upset that they're voting
They're upset about healthcare.
Everyone wants to compare this to the Republican. Everyone wants to compare this to the bloodbath that was in '94, the Republican Revolution. And I actually think that '98 was actually more telling, because in '98, African-American voters helped save a president that they thought was their president, who was governing over a divisive nation. And you know what? I think there's a lot more loyalty among black voters for this president than there was for Bill Clinton.
Absolutely.
And the message is, you got to have the president's back, and they've been pushing that.
Let me be clear. First of all, I tease this. He's likely going to win. One second. I tease this. He's likely going to win in South Carolina. Tim Scott, first black Republican since J.C. Watts. Just answer yes or no. Will Tim Scott join the Congressional Black Caucus if he wins on Tuesday?
He's going to try, and maybe they won't let him in.
One brother does not equal diversity in a party.
He won't, because the Congressional Black Caucus does not represent Tim Scott.
He should.
All right, good. I like all the responses.